Did you know that without a specific firearm invention, humanity might not have made it to the moon? Yes, you heard that right. This isn't science fiction, it's history. A gun, or more accurately, the technology behind a gun, played a crucial role in one of the most pivotal accomplishments in human history, the Apollo 11 moon landing. Intrigued? Let me explain. In 1961, when President John F. Kennedy vowed to send a man to the moon and return him safely to Earth by the end of the decade, NASA was faced with a colossal challenge. Among the many enigmas to solve was the question of how to keep astronauts safe and stable in the extreme conditions of space. One seemingly impossible task was to create a system that would reorient spacecraft with absolute precision while working in the frictionless vacuum of space. And here's where the firearm comes in. Engineers turned to the principles of ballistics, the science of the motion of projectiles, to develop a solution. If you've ever fired a gun, you know that each shot produces a recoil, a backward motion resulting from Newton's third law. For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. What if that same principle could be applied to space travel? Enter the Reaction Control System, or RCS. It's essentially a thruster system that uses controlled bursts of gas to adjust the spacecraft's orientation. While it doesn't shoot bullets, the principles that underpin the RCS are incredibly similar to those of a firearm firing projectiles. In fact, the RCS thrusters could be considered the first cousins of guns. They generate short, precisely measured bursts of energy to achieve a goal. NASA engineers needed a technology that could send out powerful pulses of compressed gas, allowing astronauts to nudge their spacecraft with surgical precision. To create the design, they studied mechanisms similar to the firing of a gun, how energy is conserved, released, and its effects in a vacuum. This led to a revolutionary application of firearm engineering concepts. The RCS was first tested in Gemini spacecraft missions and fully implemented in the Apollo program. When Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin descended to the moon's surface in the lunar module, they relied on the RCS to ensure the module's perfect orientation and ultimately to steer for a flawless touchdown in the Sea of Tranquility. Without the precise control offered by this firearm-inspired system, one wrong move could have spelled disaster, derailing their historic mission. But that's not all. The firearm connection doesn't end there. When re-entering Earth's atmosphere, the command module also depended on thruster systems that used principles rooted in firearm ballistics to maintain its correct trajectory. And let's not forget the lunar escape sequence. Once the exploration on the moon was complete, the astronauts had to safely launch off the lunar surface and dock with the orbiting command module. During this process, the same thruster systems enabled life-or-death precision. By now, it should be clear, the very principles that make firearms work didn't just revolutionize security, sport, or warfare. They were borrowed to help pioneer space exploration. This unlikely crossover of firearm engineering and space technology illustrates the interconnectedness of human ingenuity. Sometimes, answers to new challenges are found by repurposing old solutions. Today, modern spacecraft still use the descendants of these thruster systems. And while there's no actual gun on board a spaceship, the core idea itself, using controlled bursts of energy for precise motion, owes itself to decades of firearm innovation. So next time you think about the moon landing, remember, it wasn't just rockets, astronauts, and mission control that got us there. A small but vital piece of the puzzle was an ingenious reimagining of a gun's mechanism. No bullet was fired, yet this borrowed technology hit its target with pinpoint accuracy, paving the way for one of mankind's most extraordinary achievements. In conclusion, firearms, or more specifically, firearm-inspired technology, played an unsung but vital role in enabling humanity's giant leap. Who knew that in the quest for the moon it was a gun that helped point us in the right direction? Mind-blowing!